Everything's going to backfire on us eventually. I mean, just to sit there and constantly print money or pretend to raise taxes on people that are already paying 80 to 90% of their taxes, I think that's going to solve the problem. Everything the government touches, they destroy.
I understand that you're slated once everything's going to work on Alongside Night with Neil Schulman, which is a film about an economic crisis.
Yeah.
That's something of relevance to our readers that I wanted to ask you about. Are you familiar with how the Federal Reserve System works?
Probably enough, you know. But I think I'm better educated than most people that go through the elected process of what a leader should be. But the movie Alongside Night it's amazing. I mean, Neil wrote this book. I actually shot some already. I finish up this next week. I go to Vegas to finish up. It's amazing to me that he wrote this book 30 years ago, and it's everything that's happening now. The redistribution of wealth, the bailouts. The government can take in more and more control and becoming bigger and bigger and more powerful. And it's, we're moving into a socialistic, communistic state in this country, and we are. And people, we have half the country now, obviously with the last election shows, they don't care. They'd rather have everybody be equal. Well, I'm sorry to break it to people, but we're not all equal. Michael Jordan will always be a better basketball player than me. That's life. Get over it. There'll be people smarter than you, people dumber than you. That's life. And everything's going to backfire on us eventually. I mean, just to sit there and constantly print money or pretend to raise taxes on people that are already paying 80 to 90% of their taxes, I think that's going to solve the problem. Isn't a problem. It isn't going to solve the problem. For me, the main thing is loosen the regulations. Go back to what we had back in the 80s in terms of getting businesses built up again. It's the individual. It's not the government. What has the government done that's successful? Public education, kind of a failure. The post service, bankrupt, failure. Medicare, Social Security, all this stuff. You can go on and on and on. I mean,
the movie Alongside Night touches on the subject of agorism. Are you familiar with that, where the black and gray market activity that naturally occurs when markets are suppressed by the government?
I'm familiar with as much as Neil does. You need to talk to Neil. Neil's the expert on this.
Yeah. I just want to touch on that for our audience because they love it.
But it's interesting. Oh yeah, people. I mean, I'm sure they can go online and get all kinds of information on it. And
So you'd recommend people look up agorism and learn more about those subjects?
They should look up everything and look at it. They should look up the way the government's supposed to work. They should look up what the original Constitution, what the Constitution looks like, and how we're changing it, and how we have our Congress people, well, most of them are all lawyers, are redefining what the definition of every Bill of Rights is. It's amazing to me.
Has inflation affected your life personally?
It affects everybody's life. I mean, you look at actors right now, there's a hell of a lot less work for actors right now. I've been very fortunate. I keep shooting 5 or 6 movies a year the last 5 years, 6 years. I've shot about 50 movies since Andromeda finished. Yeah, there's small independent films that probably most people don't see, but go to kevinsorbo.net, you'll find them. They're good movies.
So let us know about your book, True Strength.
It's basically a triumph over tragedy story. I suffered 3 strokes in season 5 on Hercules. And I spent the next 3 years basically going through recovery. The last 2 seasons on Hercules, I went from a 14-hour workday down to a 1-hour workday and slowly to work my way back up. So it was a long recovery for me. But it's hopefully, and it seems to be like a very inspirational book for people, and people seem to love it a lot. They can go to truestrengthbook.com, find out information about it, and hopefully, it helps people that are going through rough times in their lives overcome those rough times. Right?
Well, I do appreciate your time.
Thank you.